Hey, what's up? Yes, welcome to Couples Will Show. When you hear what's up, what comes to your mind? I want to say that this show is dedicated to the Generation Z. So wazazi mkae macho, mkae rada, kwa sababu leo mtafundishwa. What are some of the things this generation is going through? We want to learn and want to know and want to hear from the horse's mouth. And so I am having a Generation Z right here, and we want to know what's up, what's happening with our young people out there. Yes, and maybe if this is your first time to be here, this is Couples Will Show, and this is where we write down our love when we are alive, for we don't want our love stories to be read when we are 6 feet under. Either we want our love stories to be read when we are gone. And we don't want our children's love stories to be read tukiwa hatuelewi nini kinaendelea, and so that's why I had to bring in a Generation Z to come and help us. And my name is Willie Kinyash. I'm a Dr. Love. Kadem.
Man, I wish I could do what you do the way you do it, because I'm like, how many words have you said? How have you just flown well?
See, even you do these things.
Yeah, but not in your way. Actually, you know, where we write the anga hua before we go. First, how did you even come? Okay, I'm not supposed to be talking too much.
Yes, right, please. Okay. This is my show. Okay.
Oh, that's your show. Sorry.
But karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Good to have you here.
Good to
It's been
be
long.
Here.
Yes.
It's been too long.
What's up?
It's been too long. Everything is good. We're still growing up.
Yes.
We are getting older. We are getting
closer. How old now? You've 13.
We're bado 18 by now. Senior Rakisha. Yeah.
Nice.
But I am well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who might not know me, of course they don't know me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Nyambura Gishaba. But on this art side of things, they call me Miss G, with the energy, with the good vibes.
And Miss G is Gishaba.
Yes, Gishaba is my father. Just to be clear, he is my father.
Yes.
Yeah, not any other.
I want to believe he's a real Gishaba.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, the name speaks it. Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
We want to know, what are some of these things you guys are facing out there? The challenges.
Willie nafaa kwanza wapi?
Tafuta mahali tu.
No, where do I start? Because
space.
I think let's just start with the fact that a lot of us are coming from families that are dysfunctional. So we don't know what functional homes looks like. And I'm not talking about the general public, but let's just say that a lot have come from very dysfunctional families. And you only come to realize that you've come from a dysfunctional family the moment that you come and relate with other people. And then you're realizing what is normal to you is actually a dysfunction. You're like, oh, that's wrong. Oh, I didn't know. So, and you see, I've seen this with a lot of friends of mine. When they tell you how their family functions, you're like, okay,
wait a minute.
That happens in your family. That's normal in your family, you get. So, like, already the root is tuanze tu kwa familia zenye tumetoka. Now, even by the time you're coming to say, oh, now we're starting relationships, especially us the Gen Zs. And then, hey, let's just say the internet is not making things any better.
Yeah.
Because the internet has every facet of relationship there is. There's a facet of extremely bad relationships, which are magnified right now. Saizi, the only things that we're talking about is how so-and-so killed so-and-so, how sijui, Airbnb,
yes.
Oh, you know, na hizo Airbnb hazifanyi na watu 30, 40. No, it's just Gen Z na millennials, our yanga. You get, like, all these sagas, these are the younger generation. So you can clearly tell that there is a lot of dysfunction in terms of how we think about relationships. Ukiangalia zile couples zenye ati zinafaa kuwa couple goals. Hizo ndio couples zenye saizi internet kumejaa couples zenye zilikuwa pamoja. We're thinking the couple goals, they're broken up. So you're wondering, this thing of relationship, is it even legit? You know? And then there's a whole lot that's going on around relationships right now. And to be honest, you're wondering, okay, so ukweli mimi, I already have things that I am trying to deal with from my family. And I'm trying to imagine that there's someone else who's going to be having things they're dealing with in their family. So when I should hey, okay, is this thing really gonna work, you know? So maybe I just rather look for money, get independent, and let's make it. Because si kila kitu neza feel relationship.
So marriage iko hapo.
By the marriage iko hapo.
Why?
We. Tunasikia makesi huku. Anga afadhali tu utafuta pesa. Thanks.
And then tukitafuta pesa halafu tunazipeleka
siukwe successful. Kwani marriage ni end goal. And then after that, make it.
And then after you make it,
enjoy your money.
And then after that,
well, die when it comes to dying to die, you know? That's the notion that's there, by the way. Let me tell you, and when I speak this, I don't speak this necessarily for myself, but I'm speaking for a general public because I stand on a different side of things. Right now, a lot of people, even when I talk to my peers, if you listen to the mentality that people have about relationships, especially with my generation, there's a lot of, unaona hii kitu ya jijenge kwanza, and si ati kujijenga ile poa, like ati jijenge so that you can be stable and all that. Nile jijenge just in case it doesn't work out. You get?
I see.
Just in case it doesn't work out, you'll be fine. And you see, the thing is, this thing is not trickling down. It's trickling down from hukuju. Because hukuju, like now the older generation, they have witnessed the challenges of marriage. They have witnessed the difficulty of marriage. And so what my parents will tell me is, ebu pata pesa zako kwanza. Maybe my mom has gone through a lot of things with my dad, and then it's like, pata pesa zako kwanza, wanaume wanaweza kuumiza. So you see, if my mom can tell me that, I mean, mimi yanga, see, let me just roll with that. And then the internet is confirming that these things actually really happening. So, let me look for my money and be stable, just in case, just in case this thing doesn't work, mimi niko tu sawa.
So where are you putting the issue to do with the relationship as Generation Z?
Vibes on vibes. Relationships.
Tupeleke pole. Sisi ni wazai, tumezeeka.
Yeah? So, right now let me give you an example. So right now, there are people that are making money off of being speculated to be a couple. All right? So I will build my brand around being in a relationship. Okay? So I'm not necessarily in a relationship with this person. For example, let me say dancers, because that's saizi dance ndio, it's a big thing among the Generation Z. So right now unapata wale dancers wenye wako huko juu, TikTokers wenye wako huko juu, unapata that they build a brand around being a couple. So you and I are a couple in quotes. You get? So we're not a couple in actual sense, but it's business. You get?
We're just coming together for the sake of making money.
For the sake of making money.
Not for the sake of relationship
No.
adding up, becoming a couple.
No. And because people actually do love this idea of love. They love the idea. All right? So anything that is related to this idea of love ndio inapewa priority sana. But the actual getting into a relationship, with the intention that relationships was initially meant for, is not there anymore. You get? And again, I'm saying this, it's not for everybody, but for a greater percentage, that's the notion. So if I can build a brand around a relationship notion, so now the things will be, oh, me and my guy, oh, we broke up and now we are together, you know, scandals and all that and all that. So relationships is really business.
But also I've heard you guys are having this behavior of cloud chasing.
Yeah.
And so you're just there and trying to look like you're not together, but yet you're still together.
Or we are trying to look as if we are together, but really we're not together. Because it's the idea that people are after. As in, honestly, in my generation, I don't know, the quality of relationship has been lost.
Yeah.
Like the value of relationships has been lost completely. Has been lost. People are willing to get out of a relationship because of something small.
Yeah.
You know, see, kama what I hear the older generation talking about in marriage, I'm just like, guy, sasa, oi, sisi tutoivi, oi. You know? And you wonder, sasa nikina nani, sasa sisi nikina nani watakuwa naketi kama kina Willie. Wana decide they're going to stand for marriage. They're going to stand for relationships. Because that's just how it is, unfortunately. And it's spread across everywhere. You know, it's not just in Kenya.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's all over. It's all over. So, yeah.
As we started, you talked about these families that are dysfunctioning.
Yeah.
According to you guys, Generation Z, how can you define a family that is functioning well?
Now, that is the other problem. Because what we consider to be functional in our time might not necessarily be functional. Higher, let me explain. So
because you guys are not real.
Exactly. Like, hata saizi siwezi kuambia, like a lot of people can't tell you what functional. Ukisikia zile ideas zenye watu wanasema this is what functional looks like, you're like, is that really functional? Ama that's just fiction. That's just an imagination.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, so for example, so people would say that a family is functional when, of course, the money is there. You know, when the man is treating the woman in a certain way, when the woman is treating a man in a certain way. But now, when you get to the intricacies, like hizo details za uko ndani, you're like, in actual sense, is that really practical? You know, is that really practical? So we have lacked, like, tumekosa kujua the right thing. Like, what is functional? That's even the question. What is functional? What exactly is functional? What does functional look like? Because the idea, for example, right now is that if a man doesn't take you out regularly, if he doesn't spend on you, if he doesn't invest a lot in you, yeah, that man doesn't love you. And now on this other side, wanaume wako zile za mbona ni spend nini pesa, si wewe mwanamke you're supposed to be independent and all that. So you see, there's a lot of kenye maboy wanafikiria juu ya madem na kenye madem wanafikiria juu ya maboy iko tu hivi. So you can't tell, okay, what is the template? What is the right thing to do? Because what I consider to be right, apparently the men think that it is too much. It's a girl being a gold digger. Now what the men consider to be right, apparently the ladies are feeling, you guys mnataka kutunyanyasa. You know? And then now there is also this notion of a lot of toxic masculinity, you know, a man should not do this, a man cannot do this. And then there's also this side of femininity, oh, a lady has to be treated like this. Yani, there's a lot of notions that are going around, and they're just like, okay.
And it's a lot of confusion.
A lot, let me tell you. Yeah. If there's a generation that has a lot of confusion in terms of relationships,
tunaombea neema ya Mungu
tuombeni because it's a lot. It's honestly
there's a lot of heartbreaks happening out there. Sijui kama wewe ushaikuwa heartbroken.
Tunakuwa personal. Tunakuwa personal. Wewe wacha bana. Wewe wacha bana.
This one too.
In Nairobi tuwekapitia. Tuwekapitia in Nairobi.
What's up? What's happened?
Tuseme tu tumekapitia in Nairobi without giving too much detail. Yeah.
Let me ask. What do you guys think we can do as parents, maybe to bringing or to make this confusion come to an end?
I think, I don't know. Let me say this from this perspective. So, again, as I've said, a lot of people are coming from very broken families. And the thing about the broken families is that the parents are, once you're giving advice from a point of brokenness, all right? So because I've experienced a lot of negativity from my marriage as a woman, I tend to want to protect my daughter. And so the kind of advice I will give is advice that is leaning towards going against men, all right? I'm going against marriage because I have my experience is negative, you get? And so I wish there was just a way in which we could separate. I don't know whether that's practical, but I wish there was a way we could separate our experiences from the actual institution and tell us what are the principles of marriage. What are the principles of marriage? What are the principles of relationships? What is practical? From your experience, what is practical? What is not practical? What is real? What is not real? Apart from just giving your personal experience and speaking from the heart that you've gone through, the challenges that you've gone through, tell me the principles. Tell me what works. Tell me what works.
Tukiwaambia mtatusikiliza.
I hope so. Me nitasikiza. But we have to start from somewhere.
Yes.
We have to start. Of course, kuna wenye tu hawatasikiza, but we have to start from somewhere. Give me the practical tips. What actually works? What actually works? What's supposed to be my mindset as a lady? All right? What's supposed to be the right mindset as a lady? Because right now there's a lot of advice that's coming from everywhere. A lot of advice that's coming from everywhere. But if I could sit down with my parent and they tell me, all right, so I personally didn't do this, but I want you to do this. This works. This doesn't work. Just being able to separate yourself from that negative experience and tell me, your marriages, of course they work, but they still can work, So give us the practical tips. Give us the principles. And please know what your daughter is thinking about marriage. Know what your son is thinking about marriage. Know, tuachane na hii kitu ya, for example now, kama mimi, Nyambura, wachana na wanaume, wachana. Sasa unaniambia ni wachana na wanaume. Niko na wao kila siku, jameni. Niko na wao kila siku. Give me practical tips of, all right, I know you are at this stage, so this is what you do, this is what you don't do. Because now if I don't get it from home, if I don't get it from someone that is trusted, the internet is open and the internet has a lot of information. Some of it is good, some of it is bad. What if I take the wrong information and then we pass down the brokenness to this generation and then again, exactly. So tell us principles, give us principles.
As we talk about now parents giving these principles, who do you think have failed? Has the church, the society failed you as Generation Z?
I don't think I can say that there's only one party that has failed, because every single person has their part to play. The church has a role to play in the kind of information they give about relationships. The parents have a role to play in the kind of information they give. The person themselves have a role to play. Because now, let me give an example of myself. Of course, I know what Gen Z thinks because I'm a Gen Z. I know what the internet says. And the good thing is that I also have the knowledge, because I'm a Christian. I also have the knowledge of what the Bible says. And I have a choice. You know, I have a choice of what to follow and what not to follow. Because right now, what we say is you're responsible for what you don't know. Right now, I can't start blaming people. Right now. In fact, saizi, I can't start blaming my parents. Oh, my parents failed to do this. What? How old are you again? 20 what? How are you blaming your parents? I understand that there's a part they played, but right now you're mature enough to make your personal decisions. So I think the greatest responsibility, in fact, is just to us as individuals. Make up your mind on what you want to see and seek out the right information. Because, yeah, you are able to seek out that right information. You get? Apart from this other parties playing their role, even if they don't play their role, you still have your personal responsibility. You get? You still have your personal responsibility. So, in one or another, every party kind of has imechangia kwa the overall disaster of relationships when it's in a car. But the biggest part is for you as an individual to play as yourself. Yeah.
Wow. Time to fly when you're having good time.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Parents, you've had Miss G. I think it's important to sit down with these young people and let us listen to them. And as she's saying, let us give them the right principles and let us be real. Don't just give them stories. Sit with them, be real, tell them this can work, this cannot work. And then I think we're going to have a great and good generation. So I know she's a TV host, so nataka kupatia a chance utufanyie ile kitu ya kumalizia.
My Lord,
of course, you know the name of the show, it is Couples With. Yes.
Hey, unataka nifanye kijenzi?
Yes, do it.
Sawa. Yo. Thank you so much for joining us on the Couples Will Show. Sasa, I mean, you know what we do. You know what we do right there. If you have not yet subscribed, finya pale chini, subscribe. Like this video, share it with whoever needs to listen to it, and then leave a comment, drop it down there, because you know how we do it. Thank you so much. We love you. Ala tutonana next time. Amani aje. How is how? Deuces. Peace out. We are out.
Yes, peace.